You want me to do what? With who? Willem Dafoe? Oh, bro, forget all this sobriety talk. Forget all this cleaning. Yeah, I'm back. Ooh, here we go, bro. Back, right? It happened so fast. And now I'm in the mirror again. I'm doing my shit again. Just back to the old me, just getting to work, trying to find who this dude could be. And I'm back into like full blown.
Did it diminish the shame that was on your shoulder?
Yes.
Did that start to?
It went away. It went away immediately. This is what work used to do for me. It was like, okay, you talk shit all you want, agent man, but I'm like going to work. So like, I don't care, And even now, like, there's parts of me that are like, well, yeah, okay, you can hate on me all you want, but I'm still talking to this dude or doing that, and my head's still, I'm a human being,
of course.
And you got to navigate it. You got to see when it happens, Right away when you said that, I'm in my head like, ooh, Coppola, like I want to like speak to like, who are you to this, and just constant. It happens. It's just a constant process you got to be aware of. So yeah, I remember driving behind them to go pick up this stuff. And this is early days, so I'm not even there for spirituality. I'm there for like, where do you put your hands? What's it look like when you do this? I'm just like building. Right. I'm just building, All right, what kind of, like the vapid shit. Yeah. What kind of shoes, and just like, oh, prayer life? Yeah, okay, boom. Yeah, what does that look like? It just looks like a dude sitting in a room. Okay, cool. But I'm not going to actually get involved in that process, And so I'm driving behind them. They're going to pick up these groceries. And I see this dude on the left turn to the dude on the right. And he just starts laughing. Just ha, 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 ha. Like the kind of like, looks like a cartoon. Like a cartoon laugh. But it's kind of silhouetted because I'm in the back watching them drive. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I've experienced that a bit in my life. I remember being on Fury with you and laughing like that on the tank. And these are like the most incredible moments of my life looking back now. These moments where you're laughing like that. And they laughed all the way to go get the lima beans. And on the way back to the seminary, they laughed all the way back to the seminary. And I thought this was a one-off. And every time we would get in the car and these dudes would get in the car, it was this silhouette of just outrageous laughter. And, you ask him, like, what are you laughing about, man? Yeah. And the dude's like, don't know. Everything. Sometimes I just look at the dude and we'll just start laughing at each other. And it's joy was the first, like, laughter was the first miracle. It felt like, I don't know, that was the first attractive thing about faith for me, was the laughter. Wow. And the fact that these monks aren't like docile, solemn all the time. They cut each other's hair, they're in the gym, they're dudes, but they also have a principled life. And that became very attractive to me at a certain point. I've always been attracted to guys like Kevin Vance. I've always been attracted to a Marine, to a gangster, to an extremist who's cultivated this kind of tribe around him, who it resembles some kind of weird, jumbled up idea of masculinity to me, these go-getters in life. Because really what's sexy is the commitment. The commitment to a lifestyle. Direction. Is sexy. Whether it be Bo or Kevin or whatever, you're committed to it. It's a lifelong thing. It's not a tattoo. There's no removal. This is forever, right? That's right? And so you get around these monks and you feel something like what you feel when you're around Kevin. You feel something like what you feel when you're around Bo. It's sexy. It's super appealing. You're a part of a group and they're knee deep in it. They are in love with what they got going on. And the Hollywood shit is secondary. I remember telling them what was going on for me in my life when I was there, and they were the first guys to say things to me that sounded like there was a route towards something salvific for me. Like it happened, like this stuff also happened to a man named St. Augustine. And they started breaking down Augustine to me and who he was, and started explaining to me who St. Francis was. And you come to find that most of these stories of saints in the faith were fuck-ups, full-blown fuck-ups. They weren't perfect people who did perfect shit their whole lives and then wound up. Requirement
touched by God from the beginning, poop and gold, like
It wasn't that way. Yeah. The requirement for their sainthood was the fuck-up.
That they've been there.
They had to have experienced real negative shit in their life to be able to have this other thing, this salvation, this hero's journey. They're explaining saints to me, it's like the hero's path, And I'm a writer, I'm in my head, what is my hero's journey? I'm always asking myself, well, what? And I always thought it was going to be through the craft. That my hero's journey was kid from the bottom, came to Hollywood with no fucking training, and now I'm like, you know, working with these people and this, and I'm doing that. And that was my hero's journey, and it was so curt. It was so blunt and lazy. And it wasn't like this other thing that's available. And so you get around these dudes and you hear about their path and how these guys got there, and you start meeting dudes who, like professional tennis players, you know, got lost on steroids, you know, drugged up, got completely wayward, and then decided to enter the order. And so these are dudes who know something about competitive sports. They know about like ego in the way that I do. The only people I've ever been able to feel like I'm close to in terms of the way that I deal with my craft is athletes.
All right. Quote from Willard real quick. We will never have the easy, unhesitating love of God that makes obedience to Jesus our natural response unless we are absolutely sure that it is good for us to be and to be who we are. This means we must have no doubt that the path appointed for us by when and where and to whom we were born is good, and that nothing irredeemable has happened to us that can happen to us on our way to our destiny in God's full world. Willard's point and Shia's story demonstrate that the redemption of God can move in your lowest point. And we have to be able to find the redemption of God in that lowest point. It's open to us in the still small voice that meets us when we slow down enough to be present. But the opiate of the masses is noise.
Yes.
And we live in a culture of noise. And so to deal with our lives, as Willard would have us do, and as Shia has done, means we have to slow down enough, be present enough with ourselves and with God in the particulars of our lives. And the way we do that is through the spiritual practices.
And to lead us to a point where we're not ashamed of our lives and wish we had a different one. That's the goal. Then you can find the goodness of God in your life as it is and as it will be. And if you can't get there, good luck doing the rest of it.
Yeah.